Well, I'm delighted to say I'm joined live from Texas by the host of the Roseanne Barr podcast. It's Roseanne. Roseanne, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Pierce?
Well, I can't think of anybody I would rather have on a show called Uncensored than you.
Of course, you're smart.
Have we gone mad, Roseanne, in our world? When I look at all the fallout to the things that you say or do, I look at the sort of apoplexy that people bring to jokes, to humour, to sarcasm, to irony, all these things. And I really despair. The very essence of comedy, for example, is being expunged from human life.
Yes, it is. Yeah, well, you should despair, Piers, and so should anybody who has a brain or, you know, any humanity whatsoever, or any connection to any other human beings on earth. They should despair too. I say that they are weaponizing stupidity, and people have sunk to such a level that they can't handle satire, because satire is when you take two disparate subjects and bring them together to defamiliarize reality, such as a poet does with words. Defamiliarize reality. And they cannot hold two disparate ideas in their head at the same time, because they're fed bullshit 24/7 over the media. And I'm about to go crazy sitting here on the earphone hearing the stuff you all are saying about the Ukraine. I'm about to have a heart attack, but I'm not even going to go into it. I'm from the Ukraine. There is a large faction of Nazis. I don't know if you know this, but there's a large amount of Nazis in the Ukraine, and they actually killed my whole family. I'm from the Ukraine, and they marched my entire family, grandmothers, great-grandparents, 10 siblings out into the forest and buried them alive in the Ukraine. So I don't understand why everybody's Ukraine. Well, I do understand, and that's also what terrifies me. People better wake up and do some research on their own instead of buying what comes across on the screen. And I try to shake them up, Pierce. You're goddamn right I do. I try to shake them up and crack their mind control programming. I do it for God.
Well, here's, Roseanne, what I would say to that. I don't agree with you about a lot of the stuff you said about Ukraine. I know what you said, and you're perfectly entitled to your views. I would say in relation to the suggestion that they're all a bunch of Nazis.
You haven't seen the swastikas on those
Roseanne,
soldiers' arms?
The
It's in the
President Zelensky
news.
himself is Jewish, so obviously he is de facto not a Nazi.
I know, but he's not a good one. Are all Jews the same? For God's sake, talk about anti-Semitic. Just because the guy's a Jew doesn't mean he likes Jews or that he's doing anything good for the Jews. I mean, so what? Who cares what anybody is? That was the whole point of my tweet. Just because they're skin folk don't mean they're kinfolk. You know what I mean? Just because they're the same color as you don't mean they ain't trying to lock your ass up. Wake up, people! Snap out of it.
Okay, listen, like I said, you're uncensored, so you're perfectly entitled to your views. I'm entitled to a different view. I'm sure you would accept that. It's okay, I'm going to be nice. You're perfectly entitled to
I can accept that you have a different view, Piers. I can speak respectfully to another human being because I actually, you know, I love to converse and I just get passionate sometimes. And I love that people disagree with me. I love to have conversations.